experienced team against a very young, inexperienced team in the Atlantic Coast Conference.
See Harrison Barnes leading scorer, and North Carolina did that. Henson only has 1 block on the game and 3 rebounds, and he's had to spend more time out on the floor guarding Ryan Anderson. And let's see how long BC, they started the game. Jordan Daniels really struggled early on as a freshman coming in to point guard. They went with Gabe Moton for most of that first half. Let's see if he settles in and has a little better stint here.
This is Kendall Marshall with the alley-oop pass underneath. And Henson with a little turnaround. That's way too easy. Henson now has 6 points.
That play coming out of halftime. They like to throw over the back to that lob.
Daniels kicks it out. Clifford's shot is a little bit too strong. And that'll just give the transition to Carolina. Back to Barnes. He's a little bit strong. Ekman has it stripped. Carolina gets away with it. And the tie-up and the possession arrow will belong to Boston College.
The basketball has come out with a mind of its own in the second half here, and neither team handling it very well, but Henson actually made that play, reaching in for the strip, and then Strickland overruns the basketball, and they get the tie-up.
Not the start that Roy Williams had hoped for. He gets the first bucket, but they're a little bit sloppy. Amazing when you think that Roy's taken his teams to 7 Final Fours. Ekman, a little jump start, kicks it back out. 3 ball is short by Ryan Anderson.
Those are shots they have to make. That was a pretty good look.
Marshall loses on the way up. Henson with a turnaround.
Well, you talk about he may be one of the best examples of why stay. Why stay for your sophomore or junior year when you could have gone? And he's really improved his body. He's improved his range. He's improved his game.
And 2 for Boston College. 44-29 ball game. Think about guys coming back, Mike, as the whistle, and this is going to be against Clifford. Think about guys coming back. I mean, when you think back to 2008, Hansbrough, and Ty Lawson, and Wayne Ellington, and Danny Green, they all came back. They won a national championship. It had to be in the minds of these guys when you think of Zeller and Henson and Barnes and Harrison coming back.
Yeah, and if they had gone and won it last year, would things have been different? Who knows? But I think there definitely was a sense of unfinished business with this group in general.
Henson now has 9 points. He makes them both. He averages 15 a game, so he's getting up near there now. He's had doubles in points and rebounds in 15 of the 25 games. Carolina's largest lead of the game. Get it back outside to Clifford. Ekman really has not been in this ball game. He looks out of sync. This will belong to Boston College.
Well, BC really trying to spread the floor. They've got everybody out of the lane area. They want to get Zeller and Henson out as far as they can to try to open up some driving opportunities.
Shot clock is at 8. They had 2 shot violations in that first half. They're going to get another one here. That's another one. That's 3 for the game. You can't come into Carolina and not get shots.
Well, and it's the freshman, and I think he's going to be very good. And Dennis Clifford, he had Strickland on his back. He was 10 feet from the basket. You've got to turn around and take that shot. Everybody on the floor has to have a sense of that shot clock.
The other thing is Patrick Heckman, and I know I'm harping on this, but he's their leading scorer, averaging 11 a game. He hasn't scored yet in the ball game. Harrison Barnes now with 14 points. He had 40 against Clemson in that ACC tournament game that you and I did last spring. And I mean, he has just continued to grow.
Well, the thing about it, the thing that impressed me right from the start was his ability to take and make big shots. and his percentage has gone up as his career has unfolded.
Anderson's shot is short. Tries to save it, still in bounds. And this will belong to Boston College. It reminds me a little bit of Charlie Scott.
It just moves so well without the basketball. The ability to spin, put the ball on the floor, not settle. Maybe last year he might have settled for that 20-foot jump shot, but wanted to improve his game and get into the paint area a little bit more.
That Humphrey dribbles into trouble, turns it over. Barnes had the break, but he lost the handle, so now Kendall Marshall will reset. This is strictly back to Marshall. Tough shot, got halfway down and came out. There's the leading shot blocker, has another one. He averages 3 a game, and they make a pay at the other end.
And that is usually the first pass to the fast break, and that's what happened. And Henson came out of nowhere, and it was interesting. Lonnie Jackson was looking around for him rather than looking at the shot. He was looking to see where Henson was. Henson blocked it anyway, and that's what ignited the break.
It's a 10-0 Carolina run to start the second half. 15:54 to play. Henson with his block. He leads the ACC, and the transition at the other end. A 10-0 Carolina run.
A great guest experience, that makes my day. And during the 4-course feast, there's so much to choose from.
The 4-course seafood feast is back at Red Lobster, still just $15. Get soup, salad, unlimited Cheddar Bay biscuits, dessert, and your choice of 7 entrees, like new honey barbecue shrimp skewers or shrimp and scallops Alfredo. All 4 courses just $15.
It's a really good value. All my guests love it. I'm Jody Gonzalez, Red Lobster General Manager, and I see food differently.
Hello?
Hello, Todd. Just calling to let you know I'm giving you the silent treatment.
So you're calling to tell me you're giving me the silent treatment?
Yeah.
Jen, this is like the 8th time you've called.
No, it's fine. My family has free unlimited mobile to any mobile minutes from AT&T, so I can call all I want.
I don't think you understand how the silent treatment works. Hello?
Buy unlimited messaging and get free unlimited calling to any U.S. mobile on any network. AT&T.
With Food Lion, when you gather friends and family for the big game, around good food, at great prices, you've got reason to celebrate. Food Lion is your neighborhood's home team for savings, with great prices on all your game day favorites. Stop by your neighborhood Food Lion today.
The path to financial freedom needs to be clearer. You want to be confident in your choices every step of the way. At BB&T, we've spent more than 140 years sharing our knowledge, helping clients manage their day-to-day finances and reach their long-term financial goals. When you're better informed, you head in a brighter financial direction. Talk to us today about where your money can take you and know how it feels to know more. BB&T, official bank of the ACC.
Let's take a look at the defensive player of the year, reigning defensive player of the year in the conference. John Henson getting back, forces the pump fake right there and the pass, and then recovers. And that block shot is the first pass to a fast break.
And that's our Haviland defensive shield. Only Brendan Hayward and Sam Perkins here at North Carolina have more blocks than John Henson. And believe me, they couldn't run like John can. He was at the other end of that break. 50-29, North Carolina with 15:42 to play. We expected this today. If you look at the power rankings, boy, Boston College 277th out of 341 D1 schools. So, I mean, they're going through a growing process here. I mean, there are 9 freshmen on this Boston College team, so they're just trying to develop. They're not looking at the scoreboard. They're looking at development game by game. Really looking forward to next year.
Well, and I think there are going to be some opportunities. This team has talked about it. They're going to be better, especially offensively, in the latter part of January and February. And if they're hitting their threes, they're going to give some teams some problems.
Clifford's getting a lesson today as well, and there's a 3-ball by Gabe Moton. He now has 6 points.
You talk about learning. It certainly has been a learning experience for Jordan Daniels coming in as a freshman point guard and having to run this team. They've been more efficient offensively with Moton out on the floor.
Zeller with a nice move, just kind of breezes by Clifford, and he's now in double figures.
You know, not as flashy as Henson and Barnes, but an integral part of this front line. He's got a very good, very solid low box game, and he just goes about his business.
Mike, what is Carolina missing? I mean, you've talked about their height, you've talked about their speed and athletic ability. What are they missing?
Well, I don't know that on any given night they're missing anything. I mean, if there was a question about them coming in, there might have been their three-point shooting. I think they've addressed that with Hairston and Bullock and Barnes. Defensively, maybe on the perimeter, some issues if they're playing a more athletic, fast team. Free throw shooting could be a little bit better, but I think you really start nitpicking. This is a Final Four quality team.
Not really nitpicking. We're just trying to evaluate, because I agree with you. I think they've got everything it takes to win another national title. You get there, though, you need a few breaks. You're going to get your close games. There's a nice shot by Lonnie Jackson. They get a 52-35 ball game. Will Williams now substituting freely. Watts is in the game. Bullock back in. And Bullock has it batted out of bounds by Odio.
So look, again, there's a guy who's playing with a lot of poise. He was really hemmed in the double team, got let out of it, and then dribbled out and got an open three for Jackson.
Steve Donahue going with a much shorter lineup now as Clifford goes out of the ball game. Anderson comes back in, so it's a small team on the floor right now for Boston College. Marshall. And the foul. They're going to call the foul. I believe this will be against Moton the way he reacted, but we'll wait and see. That'll be 2. It is on Moton.
I think if you're Steve Donahue, you're looking now, you've got a smaller team. You invite the two-point basket for North Carolina, let them hammer away inside and see if you can get your three-point shooters some looks down the other end and get back into the game that way.
Tallest guy on the floor right now for Boston College is Ryan Anderson. He's 6'8", 217 pounds.
Again, this is I believe these are first free throws for Henson, but again, he's in the high 40s there. Is in a big game, in an NCAA tournament game, is he a liability at the end with his free throw shooting?
Clifford checks back into the ball game, as does Heckman for Boston College. Henson has another one coming. He buries that one.
You know, I look at him, the rotation of the ball looks good. Some guys look like they're 45% free throw shooters. And he doesn't look that. He's got, with his range and everything and how he's improved his game, you expect that number might go up once he gets some confidence.
Moton with the penetration. Looks for help, kicks it back out. Shot clock is down to 9 again. Heckman travels. He has never really gotten in sync. That's 15 turnovers today for Boston College. But Patrick Heckman is their leading scorer for Boston College. He started 8 games this year, but he really has not gotten anything going today.
Well, part of the problem for Boston College is they don't have, like Reggie Jackson last year, the guy at the end of the clock who can make something happen. They don't have that guy right now, and it's shown up in this game that they've really gotten stuck when the clock's been down underneath 7 seconds.
Hairston's shot is strong. Pulled down by Jackson. Yeah, no question about it, Mike, when you think Reggie Jackson, but they also lost Paris, Trapani, Corey Raji. All those guys are gone. Foul is on P.J. Hairston, and that's his 3rd. Lonnie Jackson steps on the line. Turnover number 16.
Again, you talk about turnovers, and those are ones they're just mental lapses. I don't know if there's anything that the defense caused. But you just lost your sense of space on the court. You gave away a turnover, gave away a possession.
You look at those numbers we just showed, but He's a good coach. Steve Donahue is a good coach. He won 3 Ivy League titles, and he's going to win at Boston College. And he's got great patience with these guys. We were talking to him before the game, and he has the patience it's going to take. He knows what he's up against.
Well, this is his team, and he really enjoys these guys. He enjoys teaching. He loves coaching them.
Clifford with his dunk. He has 7 points.
Roy Williams is still, and there's always something out there you're looking at, and I think he's maybe going through a little bit of a mental lapse right now. He doesn't want him to fall asleep with a big lead.
Henson.
You know, if you're BC, you love that. They make him settle for a jump shot.
Crowd can sense it as well. I mean, if this was a 20-point lead, that'd be one thing. But it's 53-37. Little step back jumper, too strong. Nice rebound by Henson. Strickland takes it all the way. And the foul underneath. Boston College still not out of this thing. But of course, North Carolina still has a chance to put them away.
Pure adrenaline.
Everything you love about Geico. Now mobile. Download the new Geico app today.
It stands on land where Andrew Jackson camped during the War of 1812. Since it opened in 1852, it's entertained President Woodrow Wilson, Millard Fillmore, Jefferson Davis, and Henry Clay. Stephen Douglas stayed there the night he lost the presidency to Abraham Lincoln. The luxurious historic Battle House Hotel in Mobile, Alabama. Call 866-316-5957 today to create your own history.
Our hand-breaded buffalo chicken tenders are made with Frank's Red Hot Buffalo Wing Sauce. They're not for the faint of tongue, and that's just the way it is. Only at Hardee's. We make our made-from-scratch biscuits fresh every morning because that's what fresh means, and that's just the way it is. The new Cheddar Biscuit, made from scratch every morning at Hardee's.
So this is my Honda Civic, but not as much fun to drive as I thought it would be.
People are selling their old rides, looking for something new.
Wow, check this out.
They are having way too much fun without me.
I need better gas mileage.
So up to 40 on the highway.
The My Ford Touch just set the temperature.
She listened.
She did listen.
Now, get a Focus with up to $1,000 cash back. Get into the new at your local Ford dealer today.
Out with the old, in with the new. We're the new.
Well, we talked about at the top that North Carolina very dominant along the front line, and they have really tried to take advantage of that. Points in the paint, 33 so far in this game. You get Zeller hitting the jump hook, catching it with 2 feet inside. He's been very active posting up. Lobs over the top. Henson just too long for this front line of Boston College. Nice little fadeaway jump shot there, but they have just been very dominant. They are one, if not the best front line in the country.
5 of 14 in this half from the field. Then when you look at the other side of the floor, Boston College, they're growing up today. Their 5 wins. It was against New Hampshire, UC Riverside, Stony Brook Bryant, and Sacred Heart. It's a big jump to come into the Dean Dome and play North Carolina. That fellow right there knows it. And makes them both 55-37 is your score. The ACC Digital Network gives fans access anytime, anywhere. Watch the ACCN.com as former Tar Heel J.R. Reed, host Kyle Montgomery, gets you caught up with the latest highlights and analysis from the opening weekend here in conference play in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Heckman still looking for his first points of the game, and he banks that in, and he'll go to the line for one more. So finally on the board after a frustrating first half, and
Pretty nice post up, good up and under move, draws the contact inside. But he's a guy, Tim, he needs to get off to a quick start. He started early in the year, has been coming off the bench, but he's just one of those players. You see the only 2 points on an 11, usually averages 11 points. He's leading this team in scoring, as you've talked about, but he needs to have that early confidence to have big games.
80% free throw shooter, completes the three-point play, scored 32 against UC Riverside. Mom was a gymnast. His dad was a basketball player at the college level, so it's in his DNA. He's only 19 years old, just turned 19, so I think you were a senior at Duke when you were 19, weren't you? Harrison Barnes with another bucket.
Well, it's, the great players make it look easy, and he has just been an effortless scorer in this ball game today. Very efficient.
Under 11 minutes to play now in the ball game. The lead is 17. And the lead is 15. Anderson makes the bucket to make it 57-42. Barnes with an air ball. And another turnover. Eagles have a chance to cut into things. Moton with a three. Yes!
A little life over on the Boston College bench so far. Good rush up the floor.
And a lot of bumping and grinding down low, and this is going to be called on Clifford.
BC looking for shots in the open floor, and the rush up the floor. Moton has hit a couple in this game, got a terrific look, a friendly bounce. And the referee's going to send it in that Zeller and Clifford have been really banging against each other. Clifford with the 4th personal foul.
And all of a sudden, Boston College has hit 6 of its last 7 shots. So the fans get a little antsy here. Zeller with a turnaround, ends that drop. Zeller with 12 points. That's right around his average. He averages 14.
That's just a smart play. And Caudle, fresh off the bench, doesn't have a sweat yet. And North Carolina going right at him with an easy post up for Zeller.
Caudle and Zeller now getting a little physical too, putting those big bodies against each other. Nice. Heckman with the pass underneath for the bucket to Anderson. (59-47). Heckman with another rebound.
That was a little bit of a foreshadow. That was a triple team, and Zeller's done a nice job of passing out of that in this game.
Heckman with a three. Yes! 59-50. And Zeller and Caudle now, as they bump again, coming down the floor. They slap hands. Good job of officiating.
Yeah, Roger Harris did a nice job, being a little bit of a beat cop right there and talking them out of the situation. But you got to stay with the guy with the basketball. Everybody left Heckman, and he's playing with a little bit more confidence. And all of a sudden, it's a 9-point game. Roy Williams is not going to use a timeout. He's going to let this team play itself out of the funk that they're in.
And the fans here at the Dean Dome come to their feet. Back outside to Marshall. 9-point game. Henson with a turnaround, a little bit strong. Henson may have gotten away with one, knocked out of bounds. It will be Boston College basketball.
And North Carolina, the best offensive rebounding team in the conference at 16 per, but they have not gotten many second chance opportunities on their misses in this game.
Steve Donahue now showing a little more enthusiasm. He's been very patient with these guys. Now he's starting to get them juiced up a little bit. Heckman again, turns it over. Pass was too hard. Here's Henson to Strickland, who's ridden out of bounds by Moton. Mike, who would have thought this a little while ago, that we'd have a 9-point game with 8:41 remaining?
Well, all of a sudden, this is, again, the ACC, BC is not going away, and Steve Donahue doing a nice job massaging his team through a little bit of a drought. 21-9 run to get back in the ball game.
Carolina a little bit out of sync. I know that Roy Williams has been trying to work guys in. He brought Watts and several others in to the ball game. He's got his starters back in now. And banked in. Harrison Barnes has 18 points now. Leads back to 11.
When we touched about it, we thought that they'd have to shoot the three well, and that has really fueled this comeback for Boston College.
Heckman wanted the foul. He didn't get it. There's a foul underneath, and Cottle will go to the line, I believe.
Foul number 44, Tyler Zeller. That's his third.
So Cottle will be at the line. Roger Ayers again says something to him. He's gotten pretty physical now, especially with the big guys. Clifford's had to lead the game. He had 4 personals. Cottle misses the free throw, and he's a 71% free throw shooter. Misses them both. Kendall Marshall saw the alley-oop opportunity to Barnes and just overthrew him.
And the other thing in this stretch where BC has had some success, North Carolina hasn't had many rushes up the floor. It's been in the half court. Their inside guys have scored, but they haven't had that explosive run.
And all of a sudden, Mike, North Carolina's in double-figure turnovers. Under 8 minutes we go. Wake Forest upset Virginia Tech earlier in the day in the first game of our doubleheader. Boston College trying to hang around here at North Carolina. It's an 11-point game.
With Moton out, there's no real point guard out there for BC. Just a lot of poor perimeter players.
Anderson with a jump hook. Ahead to Zeller. Zeller wanted it right back, eventually gets it and scores.
They're working really well. Henson pulling out, playing the high post, and they're just giving Zeller all sorts of room to move. And when he catches the ball in transition from side to side, it's very tough to defend.
So Carolina pushes the lead back to 13, and everybody starts to sit back down here in the Smith Center, and there's a foul. Boston College had that big run, cut the lead to 9. It's back to 13, but we still have 7:05 to play.
No matter what team you're rooting for, your favorite lineup is always your family. So when you add a new member to your team, you want to make sure they're covered with the rest of your loved ones. Woodman of the World's Family Term Life Insurance offers protection that changes with your family. The size of your family may grow, but that won't increase your monthly premium, which is great news for you and your growing team. Woodman of the World, with you through life.
A great guest experience, that makes my day. And during the 4-course feast, there's so much to choose from.
The 4-course seafood feast is back at Red Lobster, still just $15. Get soup, salad, unlimited Cheddar Bay biscuits, dessert, and your choice of 7 entrees, like new honey barbecue shrimp skewers or shrimp and scallops Alfredo. All 4 courses just $15.
It's a really good value. All my guests love it. I'm Jody Gonzalez, Red Lobster General Manager, and I see food differently.
The ACC, electrifying, historic, mobile, news, video, and analysis, and put it all in your pocket. Introducing the official ACC mobile apps presented by Haviland and Outback Steakhouse. Available on your Android, iPhone, and iPad. Watch live games from the ACC network. Get up-to-the-minute scores and access exclusive content. Download it for free today. Visit theacc.com/apps.
Time is running out on your chance to get the new Toyota you've been waiting for. This year's Toyota-thon is almost over. Hurry in for the final days of incredible savings on a great selection of new Toyotas. Great news! Toyota-thon has been extended. Don't miss your chance to get up to $7,000 off on the Toyota Tundra Double Cab with 0% APR. Others have tried to copy it, but in the end, there's only one Toyota-thon. The biggest event of the year ends soon. Don't miss out.
The ACC Digital Network and Haviland bring you highlights and insider analysis from every ACC basketball game. Get the highlights coverage from around the conference straight to your laptop or mobile device. Visit theaccn.com. Search ACC in your mobile app store today. That's the way I felt in the first half.
Let's hope it wasn't buttered.
You know, Barnes, Henson, and Zeller are among the top 10 scorers in the ACC. They've got 43 of Carolina's 63 points here this afternoon. Boston College has a 21-9 run. They'll cut that lead to 9. Trying to stay in this thing. But they've had 3 empty trips now, and that won't help them. Zeller, Strickland, 2. And back out again.
Pretty nice kick out that time by Zeller out of the double team. But they're letting him play Clifford one-on-one down low. No double team help for him, and he did a nice job the last possession.
Boy, good drive there by Matt Humphrey. And they needed that. We talked about 3 empty possessions. They also missed the 2 free throws. So they were on a little bit of a drought, and there's the foul on Humphrey. So he scores at one end and fouls at the other. Don't forget, coming up Tuesday night, the ACC continues here with North Carolina and Miami. That's 9 o'clock right here at the Dean Dome.
Jim Larinaga's first trip as a head coach of the Miami Hurricanes into the Dean Dome.
What a great job Jim does. I'm not sure he knew what he was getting into at Miami, but he sure will turn him around and get him going down there in Coral Gables.
Well, I think the big key was just trying to get through with Reggie Johnson until he got healthy. He's back out on the floor now, so that's certainly going to give him a help. They've got a nice backcourt in place, and whenever you have that, it makes life a little bit easier.
Zeller with another rebound and a foul, and he'll go to the line.
There's been a war of attrition up front in this game.
Hey, parents, you can register your child today for the ACC Kids Club. This is a great idea. Children 8th grade and younger will enjoy outstanding benefits. Visit acckidsclub.com to register your child today. Great opportunity for kids to get their parents rather get their kids involved in college right away while they're little. Get them involved in the ACC. Get them fired up.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'll reference back to being not that flashy. I mean, talk about Henson all the time, and Barnes gets a lot of pub, but you look at Zeller, 14 points a game, 9 rebounds a game, 52% shooting, 76% from the free throw line, solid defensively, just does everything really, really well.
And always he seems to play well against Boston College. Had 16 points the last time they met. Carolina's pushed the lead to 65-52 now.
Zeller on the defensive recovery coming off Clifford.
Marshall will push it. Look at the transition. Get it down and the bank in by Henson. Henson with the easy bucket, and Marshall now with 9 assists. You talked about Kendall Marshall, and a guy that averages 10 assists. He had 11 the other night against Monmouth. He's got 9 here today. Kendall Marshall, the 6'4", 195-pound sophomore. We'll return after this message from your local ACC station.
Let's revisit our AT&T fast analysis. North Carolina does such a great job in transition. Kendall Marshall getting out, 9 assists for him. 18 transition points for North Carolina, and they just do it as well as anybody. That was our AT&T fast analysis.
Very nicely done, too. Carolina's 49-9 in ACC openers. They've won 10 of their last 12. And this could have been a trap game for them because they are heavily favored and a much more talented, experienced ball club right now than Boston College. Tar Heels have played fairly well today. Boston College cut it to 9, and then the Tar Heels bogeyed back a little bit on them. Shot clock is down to 3. They've had a bunch of violations here this afternoon, shot clock violations. Haven't managed the game that well offensively. Zeller underneath, banks it in. Good, strong power move.
Well, and that was good end-to-end, and Zeller got out on the floor as well. He's checking Ryan Anderson, got a hand up on that shot, forced him to miss, and then just ran the floor and got rewarded on the other end.
So after a 21-9 Boston College run, it's now a 10-2 Carolina run. And Marshall loses it. Kendall's upset with himself there.
Yeah, pretty nice job of Lonnie Jackson tracking the play down from behind and staying with it.
Jackson for 3. So Lonnie Jackson hits the 3, and immediately Boston College calls a timeout. 69-55, still with 4:20 to play. Well, Raycom Sports and the ACC have unlocked their archives with over 100 basketball games, and all can be seen for free at theacc.com. In the vault, Boston College's trio, Craig Smith, Jared Dudley, and Tyrese Rice, 7-point win over Carolina here in the Dean Dome. That was back in 2006. Relive and share your favorite ACC moments at theacc.com/vault.
Thank you for not making the snide comment you made off the air about the my section being the black and white section.
Yes. See, I was trying to protect you.
That's a good line. I'll give it to you. Well, coming off that timeout, Roy Williams looking at his team saying, fellas, are we going to finish this ball game out like we should?
I don't know why I'm laughing at you, Mike. When I played, it was only stills. Let's see what happens here down the last 4:20. Barnes for 3. Harrison Barnes now with 21 points.
Marshall just read that pressure very well. No panic. Got it up the floor. Henson made a nice secondary pass.
We talked about Barnes would have been a top 5 pick in the NBA. Now he's stronger, savvier. Perhaps the player of the year if he keeps going like this. Zeller down Main Street, and he's fouled. And Zeller now with 20. Barnes and Zeller, a couple of the highest scorers in the Atlantic Coast Conference. And they lead big.
Hello, Todd. Just calling to let you know I'm giving you the silent treatment.
So you're calling to tell me you're giving me the silent treatment?
Yeah.
Jen, this is like the 8th time you've called.
No, it's fine. My family has free unlimited mobile to any mobile minutes from AT&T, so I can call all I want.
I don't think you understand how the silent treatment works. Hello?
Buy unlimited messaging and get free unlimited calling to any U.S. mobile on any network. AT&T.
It stands on land where Andrew Jackson camped during the War of 1812. Since it opened in 1852, it's entertained President Woodrow Wilson, Millard Fillmore, Jefferson Davis, and Henry Clay. Stephen Douglas stayed there the night he lost the presidency to Abraham Lincoln. The luxurious, historic Battle House Hotel in Mobile, Alabama. Call 866-316-5957 today to create your own history.
With Food Lion, when you gather friends and family for the big game, around good food, at great prices, you've got reason to celebrate. Food Lion is your neighborhood's home team for savings, with great prices on all your game day favorites. Stop by your neighborhood Food Lion today.
The financial landscape keeps changing. It's tough to navigate, full of too many followers and not enough leaders. At BB&T, we help our mortgage clients know which way to steer by sharing more than 140 years of financial knowledge. You and your family have the information you need to move in a brighter direction. Talk to us today about your mortgage needs and know how it feels to know more. BB&T, ranked highest in customer satisfaction among mortgage servicing companies 2 years in a row by J.D. Power & Associates.
You are watching the ACC Network, which is an exclusive production of Raycom Sports.
I'd like to take a minute to congratulate Lenny Rosenbluth, who will be a member of the North Carolina Sports Hall of Fame class of 2012. A great player here, and an honor that is much deserved. And I am honored to be a part of that Hall of Fame as well. John Fish does a terrific job as the executive director there, but nice to see another transplanted Northerner honored in that way and accepted.
Well, congratulations to you and all the members, and certainly he was one of the trailblazers, an all-time great player, probably ahead of his time.
And he comes back. He comes to a lot of games. I've seen him here a bunch.
Three minutes and 35 seconds remaining in this ball game. It's been all North Carolina. They went on a big run in that first half. There's a three by Humphrey. He has 14 points. But it was a 12-0 run by Carolina in the first half. Made it a 14-point lead. Boston College cut it to 9 here just a little while ago with a 21-9 run of their own. But Carolina's taking control of the ball game once again. The block by Zeller. Barnes will push it.
A little bit too much firepower for BC in this North Carolina team.
Barnes upset with himself there. He had an open shot and missed it. But they do get to the foul line, so they're pleased with that. Under 3 minutes to play. Henson will go to the line, and John Henson, the 6'11 junior from Tampa, Florida, is a 48% free throw shooter. And you talked about this earlier. That could be a detriment down the stretch.
Well, I think that's the way the teams are going to play him in close games, that rather than give him a dunk or something inside, they're going to make him prove it at the free throw line.
John's dad that you saw there. He does make the second one. Has 14 points. For Boston College, with 9 freshmen on this roster, a valiant effort here with their first trip to the Dean Dome. It'll be a daunting place. That shot way too strong.
There were at least 3 times in this game where they could have gone away, and it could have easily been a 40-point game, but they fought back at every turn.
Yeah, there's no question about that. And we just mentioned that 21-9 run is the putback here. And Barnes just having a whale of a game with 23 points. Steve telling us before the ball game, Steve Donahue, that he's not watching that scoreboard as much as he is watching the development of these young people. He wants them to get stronger in every game. This is the first game of their future in the Atlantic Coast Conference, so he wants them to not be as wide-eyed and come out a little bit more under control. 79-58 with 2:13 left. If you're just joining us, Wake Forest upset Virginia Tech earlier in the day. Duke had to hold on to beat Georgia Tech. Our next game on the ACC Network is Tuesday at 9 o'clock. Miami comes here to Chapel Hill. That means Malcolm Grant, Durant Scott, they lead the Hurricanes, and they're joined by big man Reggie Johnson, who is back on the court, big space eater. Find more information on how you can watch the ACC Network games on TV and online on the official ACC mobile app. I still think back about Reggie Johnson 2 years ago, and what he did in the ACC tournament really came into his own.
Yeah, very skilled. Has continued to work on his body and lose weight, but still a big presence inside. It's going to be fun to watch him battle against Zeller and Henson down low.
Harrison Barnes at the line, a 72% free throw shooter. Now scored in double figures 28 of his 30 games. Closed captioning for ACC basketball is provided by Bojangles' famous chicken and biscuits. It is bow time.
You look at maybe an opportunity for Clemson or for BC coming up. They've got 4 of their next 6 at home. So maybe a chance to rebound. And Clemson and Virginia Tech, and then their only road games for the rest of the month are at NC State and at Virginia.
Barnes makes them both. Carolina with its largest lead of the game. So after Boston College cut that lead to 9 with a 21-9 run, Carolina said, "That's all, brother." And they turned it on here at the Dean Dome and now lead 81-58.
Harrison Barnes, 10 of 15, and let's see if those are some more 8 o'clock shooting sessions in the morning. It is surely paying dividends for him.
A lot of dribbling right now by Boston College. Heckman kicks it back out. This is a 3-ball, way too strong. Marshall likes to run any chance he gets. Moton comes up with it. Ronnie Jackson draws iron. Hairston shot. Hits with a thud. Down to the last 70 seconds. Roy Williams will clear his bench. Shot clock is at 15.
1 minute remaining.
Tempo of the game hadn't slowed, I'll tell you that. This is for 2. And followed by McAdoo.
Well, Ryan Anderson down. I don't know if it's a cramp. Yeah, I think he's got a cramp in his calf.
Take another look, see if we can see it.
Right there, yeah, he's just grabbing right away. Just came up a little awkward.
Ryan Anderson, the leading rebounder for Boston College. He's from Lakewood, California.
That was a good fit. I mean, you look at it, I was a little surprised. I didn't think we'd see, and you talked about it, James Michael McAdoo in this game with the sprained ankle on the 4th, but looked pretty active there.
I remember the line with his cousin, sometimes McAdoo and sometimes McAdoo, but usually McAdid. Ryan Anderson gets a nice applause, a nice round of applause as he leads the games. He was the Gatorade California Player of the Year last year. LA Times Player of the Year out in California. A lot of good times ahead for him. Final 30 seconds. And it'll be Boston College basketball. Eddie Odio came into the game and has really been hustling. Hadn't gotten the points, but he's been fighting for the ball and had a couple rebounds. Here's a look at Eddie. Another one of those freshmen. He's from Miami. Game clock and shot clock are about even. 14 seconds left. Heckman with a little bank in. Cuts the lead to 23. And that might just about do it. Carolina goes to 14-2 with a very impressive 83-60 win over Boston College. So they got out to the early start. Boston College hung with them, and then they had a 12-0 run and opened it up to a 14-point ball game. Second half, Boston College had their own 21-9 lead, cut it to 9, got